if you've been watching the show for any number of the years and years and years we've been doing this, you realize that currently I am in the American Southeast. That's where I live. I'm on the coast. And this time of year, we have hurricane season. Hurricanes. And they come through and they try to destroy everything. So last week, we talked about how there was one that was sort of like coming right in my direction. It was going to be called Imelda, which I resented. I like, okay, first of all, a hurricane's going to come and wreck my crap. That sucks. But the audacity to name that Imelda. Because
why?
You have forgotten Imelda Marcos.
No, I just don't know why that's like especially bad.
It's just the indignity of it. Of all the names, it's Imelda Marcos, the shoe lady of the Philippines. That's the one that's going to wreck my town. Last time it was Hugo.
Could have named it Margaret Thatcher.
See, I would respect.
She was pretty terrible.
I remember Henry Rollins used to do one of his spoken word bits. He said they should name it they should name storms like the motherfucker, right? They should say, get the hell out of the way. Here comes the motherfucker. Like they should name storms like the first 4 Black Sabbath albums. That'll wreck your town right there. So that but no, Imelda. Okay, so fine. Imelda's coming. Great. We start making preparations. I did some like last minute work on the roof, all that sort of stuff. I want to show you the forecast track. This evolved over the course of a few days. Initially, it looked like it was a straight direct hit. Then this night happened. What the
Fruzzi.
That is, if you're watching at home, that is a hurricane making a 90-degree turn straight to the east. It was coming northeast, and it just went, nah. I have never in my, what the hell?
Even the hurricanes don't want to do with America, huh?
No. Even the
hurricanes are like, oh, hell no. Nah, thanks.
Don't get me wrong. I'm very happy we're not dealing with this. Like, we were expecting tonight, we were going to have like torrential rain. At the very least, we were expecting like 6 inches of rain. It's a really nasty situation. I'm very glad we won't have to deal with that. On the other hand, this is just like, this is concerning.
Yeah, I mean, if the storm had a male name, he'd want to see a doctor about that.
It's like did it leave the stove on or something? Come on. Like, damn.
It saw America.
Yeah, I did. We're kind of a mess.
Mar-a-Lago and was like, nah, that.
Nah, I got better to do.
Do you ever think about the amount of hurricanes that hit Florida?
Yeah.
Why is that particular resort still standing?
Man, don't tempt it, because don't tempt the heavens. They will do. They will. It's like a monkey's paw. You're like, why that? You'll get what you wanted, but in the worst possible way. I've always discovered. So, okay, so that all having been talked about, now it's time for the news. Each week, Catherine, radio daddy, our audience go out in the worldwide interwebs, look for all sorts of horrible stuff, bring back here a little segment we like to call What the Fuck's Wrong with You? I'm Nash, she's Tara, this is the news, and this is one of the most, sometimes on this show, we get to present to you little moments of serendipity, that little confluences of coincidence that should not happen. It doesn't seem likely. It doesn't seem like in any world these things would happen, but they do. And we are privileged to present them to you. You're going to watch this video right now. This is astonishing. This news crew is out reporting about a burglary suspect on a street corner. And then they look down the street and they see a guy Guess who it is? It's the fucking burglary suspect.
No. Oh, buddy.
Like, dude.
That's bad luck, sir.
What are the flipping odds?
Oh, that was in Colorado.
Yeah, Idaho Springs. So, burglary suspect who was taken into custody following an incident that resulted in the lockdown of a community. Suspect was also linked to a lockdown in Idaho Springs, Colorado. Suspect was linked to a lockdown, was apprehended Friday morning after being identified by media crews. Richard Applequist, who matched the description of a masked man being seen on security footage, was detained by Clear Creek County deputies near the visitor center. While media was on the scene, the suspect came down Highway 103 and walked right past news cameras as they were recording their stories. Applequist is accused of multiple crimes.
And he right into the camera, too.
Right into the camera. Trespassing and theft believed to be connected to other burglaries in the area, facing several charges, including first-degree burglary and impersonating a peace officer. Wow, that's something. So I just love how the guy, the news reporter is like, he's reporting on this very story, and he's like, no way, no fucking way.
But breaking news, that's the guy.
What that's the guy. The end. Hey, we solved it. Like, how the hell does the odds, Tara? The fucking odds.
Yeah.
Of all of that shit coming together at that perfect moment.
I mean,
how the hell?
The odds would be better. The odds would be better if you didn't go back.
He had to get
if
a
you
Four
didn't
Loko.
Just wander back up to the place that you robbed. The odds of you being caught on TV.
Yeah, he had to get a Four Loko. He had to get a Four Loko. You know, when you need a Four Loko, you need a Four Loko. Well, sometimes you just got to walk down the gas station. It happens, you know.
Yeah. Maybe then we rob a different gas station. Maybe we don't rob the gas station where we buy our Four Loko.
I also like how he's looking like, I wonder why they're looking at me like that. Huh, that's weird.
Yeah.
I wonder why the news crew is pointing the camera. Like, the news guy is just staring right at him.
I don't know what the Colorado equivalent is. In New York City, if you're walking around Manhattan on any given day, you could easily happen upon a fucking body in the middle of the street, right? And freak the fuck out and realize that they are filming one of the 72 different versions of Law and Order currently on television.
Yeah.
I literally have had that happen. I walked by, I saw a fucking body, and I was like, oh my God, there's a dead body. And one of my friends was like, no, they're just filming Law and Order. I don't know if there's an equivalent out here. Yellowstone, maybe. I don't fucking know. But like, oh, what are they filming?
Law and Order, Law and Order, sports utility vehicle. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love he looks right. He's like, I wonder what's going on over there. He's looking right at me. Do I know him? Did I go to school with that guy? Hey! Oh, well.
I mean, to be fair, and this is a bit sad to say, there are not a whole lot of black people in Colorado.
It's true. Yes.
So, you know.
Now, this next one, this is from Pittsburgh, and oh my God. The reporting here is what's driving me crazy, because there is a lot that's not in this story that raises a whole lot more questions. And they're not good questions. None of these are good questions. It's like we're getting like, I don't know if you remember like the old kids magazines. They would give you like a story and you were supposed to, oh no, it's not like kids magazine. It was like the specialized testing, it would give you this series of events and you were supposed to like write out what caused what, like the causality sort of stuff, you know. This is kind of like that, only really fucked up. And this is not how reporting is supposed to work. What are you doing in my daughter's bedroom? Mom fires shots after finding Miami man in home. Now, I want to stress to begin with, she did not know he was from Miami. He just happens to be from Miami. And the headline, like, she wasn't like firing shots in the air just because there was a guy from Florida at her house, although maybe she should.
I mean,
Pittsburgh police said a mother in the city's East Hill neighborhood.
The Miami Marlins just knocked the New York Mets out of playoff contention. So if I saw a guy from Miami in my house,
Pittsburgh police said a mother
untoward.
Pittsburgh police said a mother in the city's East Hills neighborhood found a Miami man passed out on the floor of her daughter's room with his pants down. Now, here's the first part. At no point is the daughter said to be in the vicinity. He's just there. We don't know why. We don't know if the daughter's involved. We don't know what's going on. Police said they were called the 500 block. According to the criminal complaint, Miguel Meza, 23, of Miami, the mother reported finding Meza in the room with his breath smelling of alcohol. Police said she woke him up and he ran out and sat on her porch as she kicked him in the back and screamed, "What are you doing in my daughter's bedroom?" Police said the mother fired 2 shots in the air from a handgun. Now, here's the other next question. And 4 other men grabbed the suspect and took him to a home next door. Wait, what? Where did they come from? Were they like elves? Did he summon them from the ether? Were they his familiars? What the fuck? What are you talking about here, story? According to the criminal complaint, police went to the home next door and they said that initially no one would come out, but eventually the door was open and police found Meza after finding him hiding in a closet under the covers. Why were there covers in a closet? Okay, so he hid in. Now, I will say, Tara, in this modern life, I will quite often, the idea of crawling into a closet and hiding under a blanket does sound very good to me in a lot of ways, just not in this context.
I mean, I have slept on the floor of like a walk-in closet at a house party because it was relatively private. You take over the walk-in closet, you basically got a small room, you can shut everybody out.
Okay, you're giving me flashbacks like years and years ago at the cam and shit, and I would like wake up at somebody's, like one time I woke up under somebody's gaming table and I'm like, oh, where the fuck am I? They had like their Warhammer shit up there, and I'm like,
child's bedroom.
Yeah, I never done that.
The way he just fucking casually went out and sat on the front step too.
He's like, yeah, whatever. No, she got a gun, dipshit. Also, who are these 4 guys? Where did these 4 guys come from?
Yeah.
How were they involved? What is this reporting? Just all of a sudden.
Are they from Miami?
Where do these 4 guys come from? Who are these 4 guys? Is this a service they provide?
Yeah. This is some pretty fucking shitty reporting.
Hey, yo, I'm in somebody's bedroom
by
again.
CNN.
Can you come pick me up? Yeah, by CNN, yeah. Good job, CNN. Quality reporting these days.
Nobody even wanted to take credit for this.
Nobody, there's no like name on this shit. It's just like, you know what? I would be hazard to guess this may be AI, given the structure of the damn thing. Maybe this actually happened. Maybe it didn't. Who's to say? What's an objective reality? We don't know anymore.
I've been getting a lot of on Facebook, which yes, I'm still on because my family's on there. I keep seeing a lot of stories with no attribution. No citation. Right. About and it's mostly like cute animal stories, like a bear broke into an ice cream shop and ate all the honey flavored ice cream. And I was like, oh, that would be funny for the show. No link.
Yeah.
No indication where this may have happened.
Nope.
So, like, you have to assume it's complete bullshit. I've seen like 5 of these.
Did you see those bunnies jumping on the trampoline shit?
Yeah. People keep sending me the raccoons on the trampoline, and I'm like, y'all, it's fake. Come on now.
But people are very dumb. Speaking of very dumb,
yeah,
there are some things you can do at a job that are within your purview that might not be pleasant, but you kind of have to do. Like if someone's being an asshole customer, you're like, sir, I cannot help you. Sir, here's our customer service line, sir. It's not great, but you have to do it. You understand the limits and the lines, and sometimes you got to go a little bit, but there's a line. There's a hard fucking line. And then there's this asshole. What in the entire fuck? Pennsylvania bus driver accused of blasting heat, saying, I am going to cook you all, and vowing to bring paddle as punishment. Now, I want to point out, nowhere in the headline does this mention this is a school bus. For all you know, this could be a metropolitan bus, which is, I don't know if that's worse or not, but.
Listen, times are hard when the fucking witch from Hansel and Gretel has had to take a job as a bus driver. It's bad out there, people.
Pennsylvania school bus driver is facing charges after police say he threatened children and blasted the heat inside a bus as punishment. Sugar Creek Borough Police Department said it received multiple complaints Wednesday from parents whose children got off the bus, quote, crying and extremely sweaty. Officers identified the driver as Harvey Sliker, 75, of Utica. According to police, Sliker told the children to close the bus windows and then turn the heat on high while the outside temperature was 74 degrees. Authorities say the temperature inside the closed bus may have climbed as high as between 95 and 100 degrees. Sliker allegedly told the children, quote, I am going to cook you all, and also threatened to bring a paddle the next day. Police noted the threats and actions caused fear of serious injury among several students between the ages of 5 and 12.
It might be time to retire, Harvey.
Harvey, 5 and 12. You're going to give a 5-year-old heat stroke, Harvey. What in the entire shit?
No pun intended, but Harvey might be a little burned out.
Harvey might be having issues.
Might be time to retire.
75 years old, 5 and 12 years old. Yeah, the driver's actions included using the heat on the bus as a disciplinary action. District officials say the bus contractor immediately replaced the driver immediately. Contractor assured us the individual will no longer be driving for them, and a new driver began Thursday morning. How do you take over after the guy who tried to kill everyone on the bus with the turning the heat all the way up? Everybody happy? Having a good afternoon? I'm Roger. Hi. I'm not going to cook you alive. Let's be friends.
Yeah.
The fuck?
That's a good sign that it's probably just time to retire.
70 fucking 5. 70 fucking
and I
5.
I say that so blithely, like people aren't driving a school bus at 75 because it's fun. It's because retirement is a fairy tale.
Yeah.
So
there used to be such a thing.
On the one hand, I feel kind of bad for Harvey. On the other hand, you don't threaten to cook and paddle children.
Right?
That's rude.
Well, maybe they did like 50 years ago. Maybe that was just the common thing to do.
Back in my day.
Actually, no, 50 years ago.
Behind the bus.
50 years ago was the 70s. They didn't even do that in the 70s. They just made you listen to disco. I mean, yeah.
Shit was different.
It was different. That is true. And very racist. Still very racist, let's be honest. All right, let's move on to Massachusetts. Marlborough, Massachusetts. I don't understand what the plan was here. I'm amazed you have. I'm not only amazed this guy lived, I'm amazed this guy lived long enough to even be an issue. This is like, you should have been dead much sooner before this, if this is the kind of decisions you make. Man tries to swallow cocaine baggies after shoplifting incident in Marlborough. Shoplifting incident in Marlborough led police to seize about 13.8 grams of cocaine. Tevin Hayward, 31, is facing charges after he tried to shove plastic sandwich bags filled with a white powder that appeared to be cocaine into his mouth while being arrested. Police initially were called to the Target on Boston Post Road East in Marlborough. The newspaper reported that Target employees told police that Haywood and a female suspect exited the store with about $150 worth of unpaid merchandise. The two fled on foot, although they were ordered to stop. When Haywood was caught, he was, quote, seen stuffing a plastic sandwich bag into his mouth. It contained 4 or 5 bundles of white powder, suspected to be cocaine, and a small bundle of blue powder, suspected to be fentanyl.
Bro, you absolutely would have died.
Your body would have just gone, what the fuck are you trying to do? What are we doing here? You want me to go up? You want me to go down? We're just stop. We're done.
Because I'm pretty confident that your stomach acid's going to go right through those sandwich bags. Not
even just, I mean, like, were these like Ziploc sandwich bags? Or, because there's two kinds. There's like the Ziploc kind, or is there the kind that just, they're plastic, but they just sort of fold over. And they sort of close. In which case,
probably, I'm thinking the fold ones, but they had them tied. But
even like, I would not trust.
You almost certainly had more than one dose of fentanyl in there. Bro, you would have died for $150 worth of shit.
It's fine. It's plastic. Glad wouldn't make it if it wasn't quality, right?
I mean, maybe you wind up like Scarlett Johansson and Lucy, and you become an omniscient being. But probably not. Probably you just die.
Yeah, probably you just die. It's like, when you're up, you're up. When you're down, you're down. When you're only halfway up, you're neither up or down.
Over 150. And also, like we've said it before, you know, like if you got a car full of meth and guns, drive the speed limit. Don't have a taillight out. If you're literally covered in cocaine and fentanyl, maybe you don't need to steal a bunch of shit from Target right now.
Like, plant that stuff someplace safe. Come back, get it later. Just saying.
Maybe one of you stays outside holding all the drugs, and the other one of you goes into Target and steals a bunch of shit.
Maybe, you know.
Teamwork.
Get like yourself a bus locker or some shit. I don't know. I'm not good at crime. If I was, I wouldn't be doing this. Speaking of someone else who's not good at crime, this is from Fairview Heights, Belleville, and I can't disagree with the sentiment expressed here. It's just how you went about conducting it is what I should say about this one. Fairview Heights man who says he rammed police car on purpose is charged. Fairview Heights man has been charged. Fairview Heights man has been charged after authorities say he rammed a police squad car on Wednesday, forcing it and another vehicle during a traffic stop on Old Collinsville Road. Forcing it into another vehicle, I should say. According to charging documents, the incident left a 2021 Ford Explorer, used as a Fairview Heights Police Department squad car, with more than $10,000 in damage. Officer Travis Montgomery has stopped a 2016 Nissan Rogue, apt, for an expired license plate sticker, which police said was 5 years past due. As Montgomery approached the vehicle, the passenger side of the Nissan, Jennings allegedly drove his gray 2018 Chevy Camaro into the rear of the squad car with its emergency lights activated. So he wasn't even the one stopped. Yeah, he wasn't the one stopped.
I'm confused.
Police had stopped an entirely different car. He pulled up in his Camaro and rammed the car. The driver, now identified as Jennings, quickly exited the vehicle and approached the officer. The driver admitted he had consumed alcohol and weed gummies. He then volunteered he purposely drove into the police vehicle because he does not like police officers. Buddy, agreed, but sometimes honesty is not the best policy.
Yeah. Like, you're not really sticking it to the man.
Impact pushed the squad car into the Rogue, which is occupied by Jonathan Plant and Kim Plant. No injuries were reported. Plants received a warning for the expired license plate. A warning. You actually get the audacity to actually write the ticket at that point. Really?
Well, the other people, I mean, like, imagine, like, it's nerve-wracking enough to get pulled over, right? And I say that being white, for God's sake, but you get pulled over, that's stressful enough. Maybe you're running late. I'm all running late. And like, but then some motherfucker hits the cop car and then forces the cop car to hit you. And you're like, well, do we trade insurance?
How y'all doing? All cops are bastards. I am really drunk right now. Good to see you folks. Nice to meet you.
Like, at that point, I would glitch the fuck out. Because, like, clearly I am not at fault for this accident.
Nope. Excuse me, officer. Can I go? Can I go now? This doesn't seem to have anything to do with me.
Who's paying to fix my fucking car? Fun fact, and I know this from experience, a lot of places will not tow a car that is not registered. Because I've had to have a car towed with an expired registration, and I had to do some shady shit to move that car. So if their car was damaged enough, how do you move it? Because a lot of tow companies won't take it. This is a logistical nightmare.
I don't understand what, like, I get being a little aggressive when you're drunk, but you got the weed gummy going too. What was going on in your brain that was like, you know what? Fuck this guy. What happened to make you go, all right, the proper course of action? What were the drugs telling him? The good thing to do right now is to ram that fucking cop. But you better go and be honest about it. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. That makes sense.
That's when the angel and devil on your shoulder both fucking hate you. Because the devil's like, yeah, hit that fucking cop. And the angel's like, you know what? Yeah, do that. But then immediately go and confess. Like, nobody is on your team.
I can't even say your heart's in the right place. I don't know if your heart's in the same zip code at this point.
Also, like, who takes weed gummies and gets that fucking aggro?
I know, right? You'd think you'd be kind of chill.
Like,
but...
what is this dude like sober? If he's that fucking angry on weed, is he the fucking Incredible Hulk? Like, what the shit?
We got one last one tonight from Manchester, and this, I often think how I might go, how I might leave this earth. I personally, I'm probably not going to get my wish. I want to be asleep and not know what the hell happened. I don't even want to know. I just pass out in the middle of the night and not wake up. That's the best way for me to go. This is not how there are other more stupid ways, completely out of your control, that you could potentially leave this earth. When my life flashes before my eyes, I do not want it to be because I was almost killed by the swordfish at the Sexy Fish. A woman from Rochdale says her husband was 4 inches from death after a huge sculpture fell on top of him during a birthday meal. You know what the miracle here is? Guy doesn't got a goddamn scratch on him. Okay, no one was hurt, which is amazing. Video circulating online shows a giant sea sculpture smashed onto the floor at Sexy Fish in Spinning Fields. Sexy Fish. What? Is that like a... That's not even like a pun or anything. I don't understand that. Restaurant this morning...
man. The English are fucking weird.
Yeah. Restaurant this morning
English conquered the whole planet in search of spices that they do not use. How do you explain those people? I don't.
We're gonna get letters. Jesus Christ.
Fuck it, I'm Irish.
Hey, we like either. Curry. We fucking like curry, man. Yeah.
Okay.
Videos circulating online shows a giant sea sculpture smashed into the floor at the Sexy Fish. Sexy Fish. It's not the Sexy Fish. It's Sexy Fish. Sexy Fish said their team, quote, responded immediately to the incident. The Sexy Fish team. Julie Evans, 69, and her husband, Peter, 72, were eating at the restaurant during the service to celebrate Peter's birthday. Julie described to the Manchester Evening News what it was like in the moment when the massive figure fell onto their table as they ate. She said, we were sitting near the chefs. We just ordered our drinks and made a start on the starters. There was a table with 5 lads at the side of us, and there was a little table with a couple at the side of them. We were all based under this swordfish sculpture. And look at this sculpture, man. It's like huge right there on the freaking wall. Giant ass thing. It's huge. We just started to eat. Yeah, just started to eat. There was a massive rumble. We didn't know what it was, but actually the sculpture falling off the wall. As it fell, it hit my husband back and he was pushed out of the way. It took all the force of the drinks, bottles, and glasses. Staff were absolutely distraught because it could have killed us. Just shocking. People in shock. Everyone was shaking. It was so quick from hearing the rumble and looking up, you didn't have a chance to react to it. The staff reacted quickly, moved everyone to safety, cordoned off the section of the restaurant. Wait, they just cordoned off the section of the restaurant and just kept serving lunch and shit? They gave us champagne, drinks, and made sure we were all right. One of the staff went to Marks and Spencer's and got me fresh pants because I was wet through. Now, she didn't say it's because of the drinks or because either way I would understand. I just don't think I would put that in the news story.
Once again, it's fucking England. Shit falls on you and they're like, oh gosh, let's just move you over here.
Here's some new pants.
Americans, we panic about shit. Europeans are just fucking different.
He went to the hospital. He was more shook up than anything. He could feel it between his shoulder blades. Doctor said to monitor tonight. Gets worse. Come back. I'll have an x-ray. Staff been ringing. They've been sending us messages. I can't praise them enough. Nobody could have predicted that would happen. No, they really couldn't. What the fuck? Like, how do you, like, imagine if you had died.
Is there video?
No, there's just video of it on the floor, not after it happened. It's just not while it happened. It's just afterwards to see the aftermath. Because it's just debris. They don't have it falling off. If they had it falling off the wall, it would be all over the fucking news. They just have the aftermath. But can you imagine the funeral if that's how your ass had died?
I would demand to have that fucking sculpture mounted on my coffin. I would want it as my headstone.
Yes. Listen,
You better
listen,
give me
all
that
y'all.
motherfucker. It's going with me.
There is as good a chance as not that when I die, it will be in an incredibly stupid way. Even odds, I'd say. If I die in an incredibly stupid way, laugh at that shit, please. Okay? You just fall out laughing during that fucking funeral. Because it'd be like, yeah, he died like a dumbass. You see that shit? Yeah, yeah. Imagine having your life flash before your eyes at the sexy fish. He died doing what he loved, getting drunk at sexy fish.
Have you ever... So when I was in college, I had this poster above my bed in my dorm from a comic called Cry for Dawn. It was very like late 90s, early 2000s.
Joseph Michael Linzer. Oh my God, that guy. Tara.
The edgelords.
I'm judging you. Tara, I'm judging you.
I like the art. She was a redhead chick. I like the art. I didn't.
Yeah.
Then I started reading them and I was like, oh.
The art. Yeah.
Unfortunately, the man's a really talented artist. He's also, once I started like reading them, I was like, oh.
You shouldn't have done that.
But anyway, so I had this poster, right? And it had the chick, the character, and this giant like horned skull behind her, right? In my college dorm, the walls were cinder blocks, so you could only hang things with that Funtac shit that didn't really work because command strips didn't exist yet. Command strips didn't exist. It was the 90s, okay? We didn't have that technology yet.
30 years ago.
I wake up. I hear a noise. I wake up, and that fucking skull is on my face because the poster has fallen off the wall onto me. So I wake up from a dead sleep, looking dead into a fucking demon. Long story short, I replaced it with a poster of the band Garbage because Shirley Manson is much less scary.
Why do you always have a fucking anecdote? How the fuck, Tara?
Hi.
Good
Hello.
God.
Hi.
Hi, Simba. Simba headbutt.
Oh, they found the
Simba
comic.
Headbutt. Of course they did.
Found the comic.
Yeah, the art.
The dude is the dude. I'm telling you, he's a ginormous dinosaur-sized pile of shit. But he's a talented artist. Like the art was fucking gorgeous. He hates women, but he can draw them. I don't know.
Yeah, he mostly draws the torso, Tara. Let's be perfectly honest here. He draws a lot of the torso.
No, like the Dawn facial work and the hair and everything. I mean,
nobody was looking at her face, Tara. Nobody was looking at her face.
I was looking at her face. I was the one dumb bitch looking at her face, okay? Me.
Oh, so what have we learned this week? Well, we learned Tara has terrible taste in comic books.
I also used to read Gen 13. I have terrible taste in comics. Terrible. I was a pick-me in college.
I should. I mean, I'd be giving you shit like Animal Man and Alan Moore Swamp Thing and shit. You read that instead. That would have been better. Anyway, we've learned that sometimes your life can flash before your eyes at sexy fish. Be aware. That's mortality.
Sometimes the Grim Reaper is a giant fiberglass swordfish.
Who is this? Who names their fucking restaurant Sexy Fish? What's what the fuck?
Like if it was an aquatic Hooters, I would get it.
Meh. But there's not.
No.
We've learned that sometimes honesty is not the best policy, especially when you ram a cop's car. Don't tell them that you really don't like cops. It's not going to help you out there.
And when you're high as fucking balls.
Yeah, that's not a good idea either. We've learned, do not swallow plastic bags of drugs, especially drugs that don't like each other.
Fentanyl, man.
Fentanyl and cocaine. That's like a title card fight.
Yeah.
We have learned that if you've reached 75 years old and you're trying to cook the children on the school bus, maybe you should do something else with yourself.
Yeah, it might be time to look into being a greeter at Walmart or something.
Yeah. We have learned that the people at CNN are terrible at reporting the news because apparently people fall asleep in kids' bedrooms and 4 guys show up and there's guns and I don't even know what the hell happened.
We've known for a while that they're not great at asking a follow-up question.
Yeah, that's damn sure. And most importantly, we learned that coincidences do in fact happen, and they are so fantastic that the news reporters who are reporting on your crime can also suddenly see your ass walking down the street.
You know what it is? It's like, have you ever been having a really, truly terrible fucking day? And then your cat does something ridiculous and makes you laugh. It's like the universe's version of that. Like, yeah, everything fucking sucks. We know. You're all living in a giant nuclear dumpster fire. But look at this fucking idiot, though.
That's
you gotta stick
much
around.
I mean,
you gotta stick around because this could happen again tomorrow.
I mean, that's sort of the whole philosophy of this stupid ass show, for fuck's sake.